All right, it's that time again, time for the solo overnighter in the woods. And today we're gonna kick off a two-part series from Dollar General. Let's get to it. Now, before we get too far down the trail, don't forget we have 100 Corporals Corner stainless steel and carbon steel skillets with that classic removable handle dropping to the website as we speak, corporalscorner.com. That link is located in my video description box. Now, big disclaimer, this is your 3-week warning. In 3 weeks, this skillet model will be discontinued to make room for something else. So those that were saving money, those that dropped me messages saying, hey, I want to grab one, what time do they drop? 10 a.m. Sunday Eastern time, every single Sunday. Grab these while you can because they're going to be gone. Once they're gone, we're not going to come back to these because we have something else. We have 4 more items dropping. It was all part of the business plan and we've been working it to the letter. Once again, corporalscorner.com. Grab them while they last. And while you're there, don't forget to pick up a skillet bag and patch made by Campcraft Outdoors. Let's go ahead and kick this off with a huge disclaimer. Not all Dollar General stores are created equal. Facts. Dollar General has 2 separate stores. The Dollar General Market, and they have a Dollar General store. Market sells more food items and housewares versus a store that's got bits and pieces of everything else. So pick your poison. I had to go to 2 separate stores to collect all this gear. However, all of it can be purchased at Dollar General. And the best part is, for $120, I left the stores with everything I need to camp out and go on a fishing adventure. So this video series will be 2 parts. First one is the gear, our unboxing, packing our backpack. Part 2, we're gonna go to a new location with a lake and camp out. So on that note, let's get her done. So in no particular order, we're going to kick this off with our backpack. We needed something to carry all of our items. They currently sell backpacks, and I'm quite sure the closer you get to this coming school year, you'll have more choices or better choices, but $5. And it's built just like a $5 backpack. I can tell that there's a lot of pressure or stress on the zipper. It will probably pop off, but if you take care of it and treat it gently, don't overfill it, it should be fine. We have the main dump pouch area right here. We have a smaller one on the back. We also have this elastic woven cord on here that can be easily stretched to accommodate a water bottle or blanket. All together, it will hold everything in there because you already saw it packed up and there's still room to spare. So as far as liters go, it doesn't say, but for $5, I mean, hey, it works. There's also a small, looks like a waterproofing that's on here, water resistance, I mean, I don't know. But for a quick camp out, $5, I'll take it. Now, just like every single kit that we show, and it's true in your case as well, if you don't believe me, go back and check. The bulk in size of every single kit will be your sleep system. The bulk in weight will be your water. Now, this company right here, Path and Stream, makes the fishing equipment and the tackle, as well as the tarp, and I believe the headlamps that are over there. So this is something new to Dollar General that I hadn't seen before in my area. And I just saw it pop up a couple months ago. They're contracted with Dollar General, and they're actually out there making equipment and camping gear, so on and so forth. I have no idea if it works or not, but we're gonna find out. So this tarp right here is a 6x8, 5.1 mil thickness, has 10 grommets and reinforced hems, and it says weather resistant. 6x8, plenty of configurations that we can come up with, and we'll do that in the upcoming weeks. Moving on, paracord, standard paracord, 550 paracord. This right here is 45 feet. It's orange in color, and that's more than enough to build a shelter, use it for a ridge line, use it for actual grommet tie-outs. I can actually take the inner strands of this and make extra fishing line. We've done that in the past. So I'm kind of excited to get this stuff going because there's a lot of stuff we can do other than what it's actually used for. Now, last thing, our blanket. This right here is a luxury velvet throw. Always top quality while you're in the woods. It's a 50 by 60, so you know, it's a throw. It's not going to be 6 foot long. It's not going to be 5 by 7, but it's warmer weather, kind of cool in the morning. You know, worst case, I can roll it up like this and use it for a pillow. But we have something to cover our body. We have something that we can actually wrap around ourselves if it is cold, actually collect that heat from a fire, and still be lightweight. So I'm happy with this. And to be brutally honest, it's probably the same size as a poncho liner. So it works. Next we have 2 containers. The first one was $10. Now, it's a plastic bottle, and looking at this, it's 74 ounces. So with that, we're looking at 32, and 32 is 64. So you're looking at basically 2.5 quarts somewhere in there. So, you know, that's okay. I mean, it's basically more than half a gallon of water, which means you're gonna be around probably 4 to 5 pounds in weight if it's completely full. Downside, we have a pink container. Real men in 2024 can wear pink. The outer shell is kind of like a beer can koozie. You know, you slide it on there. But I mean, honestly, it's more of an actual container, so you could put this around your neck and actually wear it kind of like how you would have with a haversack cross body. So it's not needed to be attached to your pack. So that's actually a good thing. Color, obviously not, but we can work around that. Again, it's 2.5 quarts. You have this pop lid right here. Honestly, all this would be for me is to boil some water, disinfect it, transfer it to this container, let it cool down so I can carry water out with me or carry water in. So in that aspect of it, you know, it's worth it. So this next container is by a company called True Living, and it's advertised as a 1-quart oil storage container. And it's found basically in the kitchenwares department of a Dollar General. I was kind of hesitant at first, but when I picked it up, I was like immediately sold. And to be honest, of all the stuff I purchased, this is my favorite item, and here's why. It's a 1-quart stainless steel canteen cup with a pour spout. All right, the lid comes off, and when you flip it open, you have a strainer. That right there, there's probably 100 different uses for that. Simple ones are putting rice inside here, noodles, spaghetti, classic ramen noodles, dump them in there. Now I can strain all the fluid off and keep all the contents in there. If I wanted to steam some mushrooms that I found out in the woods, place them on top of this, fill it full of water, halfway full at least, close it up. That steam is going to go up inside there, go around, condense, evaporate, etc., and steam all those vegetables inside there. Moving on, putting a coffee filter inside this, we now have a percolating system where you can actually pour hot water over top of it and actually collect all your coffee and then toss it away when you're done. Simple infusions. Say I don't want to have a bunch of pine needles floating in my water. I can fill this all the way up, put the pine needles inside that, close it off, boil it or steep it, remove everything else, and I have my fluid. Simple things like that are worth its weight in gold. And you know, this right here is a multi-use item, and I'm willing to bet that the company probably didn't even think about that. They're just like, oh, it's an oil storage container. But for what we do, something like this is a godsend. So I chose this over everything else because, I mean, I can even cook inside this if I want to. I can cut up pieces of meat, stick them inside there, use it as an actual, say, a saucepan, and blacken stuff up, brown it up, dump it over here, and then throw noodles inside of it. So there's a lot of uses for this, other than just boiling water and having coffee. But yeah, so 1 quart oil storage container. The Dollar General's new and improved folding saw. You gotta press this button at the top, it actually unlocks it and then locks it in place. To unlock it, you press your button and it folds down. This is new to me right here, this handle portion. Their old model looked just like this, minus this part, and it resembled every other folding saw on the market. A pattern's developed here, and I'm gonna do a midweek video on this in the upcoming weeks or months. I've been going through and collecting a bunch of saws that resemble a silky gomboy with the tooth pattern. This one right here resembles it, meaning it only cuts on the pull, not the push. And in doing so, it's like ×3 this way versus 1, 2, and 3. This resembles that. The saw teeth on here actually resemble it. However, looking at it closely, I can see that it actually is sharpened, so it will cut on the pull and the push as well, back and forth. Now, I don't know if that 1 and then pulling back is 2, 3, or if it's an initial 1, 2, 1, 2. I won't know until I use it. I wanted to get something like this to cut up firewood at camp, and if I have a choice of an axe or a saw, I'm taking a saw. Just because, I mean, that way I can do more work with it. If I have to carve notches, I can do a stop cut, pop it out, versus trying to screw around with an axe or a hatchet. But yeah, we'll test this thing out and see how it does. Next, we have our paring knife. Now, this just says paring knife, True Living, stainless steel. That's it. Is what it is. At least it's a full tang knife, meaning the blade passes all the way through the handle, and it seems, you know, it flexes a little bit, but it seems sturdy enough. If I gotta cut open a fish or something, I can. Carve some notches. If I had to make a bow drill, I could. You know, something small like this, there's not a lot of uses for it. But having a knife, downside no sheath, but we can work around that, so it works. So far so good, we're looking outstanding. Let's go ahead and talk about lights. We have one camp light I'm going to hang off my shelter. It's a mini lantern. Unfortunately, it has one mode, and that's it. But that should be enough light to actually sit there and do small carving tasks if I need to, or simply film something, read a book, so on and so forth. I can hang it off of a branch. I can actually put a stick in the ground, a Y branch, hang it off of that if I choose to, or clip it to the top of my tent or my tarp. It works out fine. So this one right here is made by Path and Stream, same company as the fishing tackle, and that tarp. Has 3 light modes and a strobe, water resistant, and is 100 lumens. As with every single camp out, you need some way to start a fire, simply to cook your food, boil water, stay warm, get that smoke, keep the bugs away, dry your clothing out, or worst case, signal for rescue. And for me, first choice every time is going to be some color of Bic lighter. Instant flame. I'm not going to screw around with anything else, no matches in the woods. I'm not going to mess around with the ferro rod. All those are secondary sources, definitely not flint and steel. That to me, honestly, in 2026 is just stupid. If you go out there and say, my go-to is a bow drill, or my go-to is flint and steel, stupid. If it came down to an actual emergency, Are you going to go out there and spend an hour, between 1 and 4 hours, carving a bow drill set, or trying to find some type of tinder that will take a spark because your char is all crushed or wet or destroyed? My answer is going to be no. I'm going to flick the bick first time every time. Let's go ahead and talk about the tackle. When you purchase a fishing pole for 20 bucks, they include this small kit right here. I wasn't happy with this, so I spent the extra money and bought this kit right here. Now, in doing so, you get a couple lures. This one resembles a rooster tail, and where I live at, there's actually most lakes and streams, most species of fish will hit on this. A couple extra bobbers, you know, this setup right here, I'm not going to use. You know, you got this extra lure right here. What I'm probably going to end up doing is doing surgery on this with the needle nose pliers, and not being happy with this kit, but seeing this included in this one is the main reason why I bought it. So now I can remove hooks, remove lures. I can also take these off and actually use these treble hooks for catfish. So I'll probably end up doing that. But this is what you get right here. This is the only tackle they sell at the store. So my opinion or my advice, buy them both. Before we talk about the pole, here's my last final thoughts on these pre-made fishing kits. They rank up there with pre-made first aid kits. It's people that sit in a room that have very little or no experience, and they see stuff and they go, we'll put that in there. We'll put 100 Band-Aids in there. We'll put a couple, you know, Benadine drops in there and some iodine swabs and, you know, things that are meant for minor scrapes and cuts and that honestly wouldn't save your life. This kit right here, it's viable. I know where I live and I know what works. So can I take this and make it work? Yes. But somebody with very little no experience taking something like this, going out there thinking that they're going to just take a hook and throw a rubber worm on there and toss it out there and in some area they're not familiar with and wonder why it doesn't work, or a bear hook, or, you know, it's kind of messed up. So in an attempt to fix that, what this company did is on the back of the fishing rod, they actually show how to tie the line onto a actual hook. They talk about different ways to actually cast the line out there. So they did some type of an attempt to help the basic person with very little to no knowledge. The positive is, if you have very little to no money and all you had was $20, you can make this work, and you bought what you could afford until you can afford something else. And in the upcoming video, we'll show you how to use all this stuff and actually catch a fish. So there's an upside to that. Everyone can go out and enjoy the outdoors. So there's negatives and positives. On that note, let's go ahead and talk about this pole right here. This is a collapsible pole, which is great. They thought about it. Pop this band off right here, and it slides off, and then you can extend your rod. Once you pull it all the way out, it locks in place, and you're looking at a good 6-foot pole that should get the job done. So you can transfer this over to here if you wish. Backwards, forwards. You got a button right here that will actually fold it out of the way for storage. Now you need to check this bail. Okay. Sounds good. Whenever you do that, if they get stuck and you're fighting with it like this, that means it's garbage. Yeah, see, like that. Do it 2 more times. Okay. Should work. Just twisting this down. There we go. And it folds away like so. One thing it does not tell me is what size line this is. It looks like a 6, and that would be good to know. It gives you the pounds and yards on here of how much line it can hold, and it goes up to like 8, but that doesn't tell me what's currently on here. It looks like it's a 6-pound test. Gear ratio 5-to-1, and you can adjust your drag. I mean, all in all, will this catch some small bait fish? Yes. Panfish? Yes. And willing to bet it's going to catch a catfish. However, what else do I have on here? I have probably, 100 yards of line I could take off 20, 30, 40 feet at a time and create limb lines with those extra hooks from that lure and get them out there. And you've seen several times in my videos when I go out fishing in Ohio, moving rocks, you can find earthworms everywhere. So that's not a problem for me. So I think that this would be fine. It is what it is for $20 with tackle. I mean, honestly, the pole probably 12 to 13 bucks, and the tackle is probably only worth about 5 or 6 bucks. So it's right there. It works, and it's packable. That's the best part. At this point right here, you're looking at about $80, somewhere in that ballpark. So I could have stopped and called it a day. But this is going to be a legit camp out, so I want to bring food in case I get skunked and say I don't catch anything. Also, I'm going to be hiking out the next day, so I might want to have breakfast. So along with our stainless steel cup to cook in, there was a pack of forks, 2 of them, for like $1. Why not get them, right? And lastly, we have aluminum foil, and the sole purpose of this is to gut a fish, clean it up, wrap it in foil, and place it in the coals. And no other utensils or cookware is needed. Here's my take on food, and I've covered this several times. The optimum choice, first time every time, is something that requires 0 refrigeration, and that's lightweight. Here we have 2 packets of Star-Kissed chicken that has buffalo flavor, buffalo style, to be mixed with our Velveeta shells and cheese. There's 1 meal right there. Next, we have 2 small cans of Van Camp's Beanie Weenies. Love these things. Coffee for the morning and that energy. And never leave home without it. This ranks up there with Tabasco. I chose Frank's Red Hot over Tabasco because this goes with the buffalo style chicken and the macaroni. You haven't tried it? You have to. And there you have it, a Dollar General gear loadout for $120. Now again, you can cut corners. Don't buy the food. Don't buy the foil. Don't buy the forks. Do you need a container that big? No, you don't. Do you need 2 containers? No, you don't. So you could probably dial that thing down to about 80 bucks and buy the exact same stuff. Just shorten it, condense it, and go out in the woods and have a good time. And it's budget friendly. Now in the upcoming weeks, we're going to take this gear, we're going to go out to a new location and actually scout it, set up a camp, and fish. And we're going to go from there. Now, don't forget, this is your 3 to 4 week, probably 3-week warning. The current model of skillets is going to go bye-bye. It's being discontinued to make room for something else. Every 3 months, we change it up. And this new item that's coming, you're going to lose your minds. We have 3 versions of that. We also have 3 or 4 items coming from overseas that's going to drop all throughout the summer. So those that thought that I was just doing one item and that's it, and that's going to do away with itself, and sorely mistaken. Go back and refer yourself to all the videos that I've talked about it. When you have a business plan, you work the business plan. And every 3 to 4 months, we change it up and make room for something else. That way, if somebody tries to copy it, guess what? You're 3 or 4 revisions behind and we're moving forward. This has already been planned, already been taken care of, and it's working flawlessly. So on that note, get ready, buckle up. Now, the last thing I'll leave here with is the reason why we're doing this in 2 to 3 part series is because back in the day, we did the experiment with YouTube doing a 30-minute video. And once it dialed itself down to where we're getting 7-minute watch time, we went to 20 minutes and rode that wave. 20 minutes became 7-minute watch time. So that means most can't watch 20 minutes. So we're going to start dialing it down even more. And we're going to cut the videos up into sections for 2 reasons. 1, that way YouTube will circulate it, because they're all about shorter videos right now. And 2, that way it's easily digestible among the masses. You can watch a 12-minute video and say, okay, I understood all that stuff. I can go out and practice all that. All right, next week, okay, I'm taking this and I'm applying it here. Okay, now we're going to take this one and we're going to apply it over there. That way you can follow along. Your whole day is not being eaten up in a 30-minute video, and that most aren't going to watch anyways because they're busy, especially during the summertime. And, you know, we're going to go from there. And if it works, we're going to continue that method. If not, we'll move on to something else. Case in point, those that are just starting your channel, if you think it's YouTube 2014, where you walk around and talk about all the things you can do without actually showing it, and you're left with like a 2-hour video and you're getting 100 views, that tells you right there that 1, YouTube's not going to circulate something that long, and 2, nobody's going to sit there and watch that. Okay, that's YouTube 2014. Sit there and make bushcraft coffee, see resources and go, there's some mushrooms, there's some red pine, got a water source, I can disinfect water, I can do all these things, but you never show how to do all those things. It tells the public exactly what they already know. That you have very little to no skill set, otherwise you'd be out there showcasing them skills. Especially if you brought a minimum kit. At some point you need water, at some point you need food. How are you going to disinfect that water with no container? Where do you collect water from? How can you collect water if the water's below ground? You need some type of food. Are you trapping? Are you hunting? What are you doing? By not doing that week after week after week, again, you're showing the public what they already know. Second thing it shows, for your benefit, is that YouTube is not processing or circulating a 2-hour plus video, and most people aren't going to sit there and watch that. So that's a learning curve. Get in there, teach us, lead us, show us how it's done. I'll get off my high horse now. With that, all the gear in my videos can be found in one spot, my website, corporalscorner.com. Now please do me that favor, hit that like and subscribe button, and then ring that notification bell. Once you ring that bell, please select all notifications. And as always, thank you for your comments, views, and support. Thanks for watching. Get out in the field, have some fun. I'm going to catch you next time.